this is one of the main enemies of humanity, GlaxoSmithKline, the big pharma, the big medical mafia. Would you agree?
Oh, all the pharmaceutical companies are involved in this, especially the ones that produce vaccines. But yes, they know exactly what they're doing. They're creating diseases with vaccines and other drugs, and then they develop a drug which cures nothing, may relieve some symptoms, but always causes side effects that makes your health condition deteriorate further.
There's another drug here. Have you heard of Dravet syndrome?
No, they're inventing new diseases all the time too. Because
Well,
see the
apparently
way
there's
and
a
like I
vaccine.
go ahead.
The vaccine was linked to earlier onset of seizures. This is from the On Medica website. A vaccination should not be withheld from children with Dravet syndrome, even though vaccination is associated with earlier onset of seizures. And that's from the Lancet Neurology and online first. But from Reuters today, I'm sorry I'm just firing these things at you, but this is left. And what makes me laugh is they talk about them going out of date and going off. You know, they're poisonous chemicals that they want to put into your body, but they're also telling you, which is doublethink, to distract you, that you better get it while it's available because it might go off the shelf like a bad tin of beans. Personally, I'd rather have beans injected into my system than the crap that they put in it and the tin.
Well, first of
So
all, knowing how evil these minions are, I suspect that if the expiration date, expires, they're just going to stick a new label on there. They're not going to
yeah,
throw them in the garbage, or they're going to send them to a third world country, one of the two.
yeah,
And in terms of what you were saying before about the seizures, I just wanted to mention there's only two ways that you can have a seizure. First is it with head trauma. Head trauma will cause seizures if there's scarring of the brain. The only other way to get a seizure is from vaccines. And this is
yeah,
one of the few
yeah.
side effects of vaccines that's admitted. And for them to recommend that children that have vaccine induced seizures continue to get vaccines, I mean, that is pure insanity. And any parent that brings their child for vaccines after having a seizure from vaccines, these people really need to get off the Prozac and stop drinking fluoride.
Well, you are listening to the Free Truth Show on TNS Radio, TNS Land of the Free. We're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back with Dr. Rebecca Carley, MD, straight after this tune. You are listening to the Free Truth Show on tnsradio.com. Please check out the website at www.freemanireland.ning.com if you're not there already. I just want to say a quick hello to all the people in the scroll there, chatting away. And without you guys, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. We are talking to, and I'm very, very excited to chat to this lady. She's one of my heroes. People talk about solutions all the time. And one of the solutions is to stay healthy and stay away from the vaccines. And this lady is out there doing it. She is my hero. And we are talking to Dr. Rebecca Carley, MD. Are you still with us, Doctor?
Yes, I am. And if I could just say, there is good news as well. There are solutions for vaccine-induced diseases. I was actually qualified as a court-qualified expert in vaccine-induced diseases a number of years ago. As far as I know, I'm the only one in the world, and I have developed a protocol to reverse vaccine-induced diseases. And I have clients all over the world, and you can contact me on Skype at drcarley1 or call me. My number's on my website, drcarley.com, and I'll explain how I do consults. But my main goal is to put myself out of business. The stories that I hear every day, I mean, talk about ripping your heart out. What parents
Yeah.
are going through, especially with autism, but not just autism. We're talking about juvenile diabetes, cancer, arthritis,
Which can all be
everything.
reversed with diet.
No, they not just diet. Diet is very critical, but when you're in a hole and you have one of these vaccine-induced diseases, you have to detox the viruses, heavy metals, and other things that you've been exposed to, and there are natural things you can do to reverse the damage. But my main message is to get people to stop doing this because with every vaccine that you inject yourself or your child or your pet with, you are actually putting them deeper into a hole, and there does come a point where there is no recovery possible. Once you're deep enough, you're going to die.
In a lot of cases, it alters your very DNA. Am I correct?
Yes, it does. These vaccines have the potential to cause the extinction of the human race.
Which screws up your generations to come. It not only sterilizes you, but if you do have children, their DNA is altered, like GMO crops irrevocably altering plants and crops.
Yes, exactly.
So there's plenty of reasons not to take them, and please don't take them. Think of your children, and just stay away from doctors generally. Go back to apples. Grow your own food. We've got a question from Ian Walton. I'm not sure where Mr. Ian Walton is, but he asked me to ask you about Codex Alimentarius. I've been studying that quite a lot myself, and they want to class the nutrients as toxins. The vitamin and mineral guidelines are outrageous. Every animal on the planet must have recombinant combined growth hormone and subclinical antibiotics. All food must be irradiated, and all the POPs that they're bringing in, the persistent organic pollutants, 9 of the 12 are pesticides, and Codex has brought back 7. I'm just quoting through 7 of the forbidden persistent organic pollutants. It's a complete nightmare. It's adding to the genocide, like the chemtrails and the vaccines. How outrageous is this legislation?
Well, it's totally insane, and in my opinion, this is what should be really helping people to wake up. There are a number of criminals in Washington, including Senator John McCain, trying to put through bills in order to classify, supplements as toxins. And when you think about this, with all the side effects that are even admitted with drugs, the idea that they would try to take away our ability to get healthy supplements, I mean, how obvious can they make it? That they have no goal to make us healthy. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you know that here in the States, this criminal in the White House, President Obama, pushed through this health care bill, which has nothing to do with health care. It's all about forcing people to get insurance. And of course, the only thing insurance does is cover drugs, vaccines, and all of their toxic therapies for cancer and such. Nothing natural is allowed. And so basically they're taking off their masks at this point and making it obvious that they've all sold out. Big Pharma's stuffing cash into the pockets of these legislators and world leaders so fast that they can't even keep up with what they're trying to do to the people. And eventually that's going to be what helps to wake people up. As a matter of fact, if I could, I want to give out a very important website.
Sure, go ahead.
www.marketoracle, M-A-R-K-E-T, Oracle, O-R-A-C-L-E, .co.uk/article 17644.html.
Okay, I think I've got that. Well, okay. This is actually being recorded, and we'll make a little YouTube video, and I'll grab the links off the audio and include them and everything. So don't worry about it.
But let me just mention what this article is about. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, actually appeared in a conference in California in January, and he talked about using vaccines to decrease the population. Now, Bill Gates,
we know he's donated $10 billion for research towards finding vaccines to prevent some of the world's worst diseases. Thank you very much.
What he's actually doing is, of course, creating disease by doing this. And I just want to remind people, the Department of Justice went after Bill Gates a number of years ago, claiming that he had a monopoly with his Microsoft software. And next thing you know, he's forming his Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and all of a sudden that problem went away. And I
didn't know that connection, actually. It's a good point.
Yes. And I am sure that that's because they told him, look, we need to kill off some people. We need